Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big...
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
In motion, the tight end. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Taken down at the 42. You look at this Packers defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
This one swung out here to Jones. And some room to run now. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now McCarthy. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
Finding room at midfield. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
Buying time to his left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Love. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jordan Love with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
They're on the 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. 2nd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 36 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is McCarthy. He's got the connection to Moore. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 18. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown. Justin Jefferson. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw it a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive, nothing wrong with being electric, nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Love now. His throw incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing. Love. Throwing left side, it's complete. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. Love going to give it up on the touch pass. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Vikings 7.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. To the air with McCarthy. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. straight ahead. Here's Mason. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Vikings at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
McCarthy off the play fake. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. On the give, it's Mason. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On play action, McCarthy. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field that took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. There he goes, right side. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
Following the interception, Love. Touchdown, Packers! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it as they head out on the field for this drive. That whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On play action, now McCarthy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A dump off for Mason. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now McCarthy. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Stick him with a pass. Here's McCarthy. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Addison will go in motion left. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now Love. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their fourth possession. Touchdowns on their first three possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here is third and quite a ways. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Steps away to his left. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. The defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. Well, once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
Flush to his right. He hits Jacobs here on the crossing route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he was able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
Love looking to throw it. He's going to let this one go deep. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers have taken the lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approach approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Throwing is McCarthy. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
The pick of the 6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
McCarthy going to throw again. He's got Mason complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Pass complete to Addison. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Here's McCarthy. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. To the air with McCarthy. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down. A missed connection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
To throw now. Here's Love. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Love. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A short throw to Musgrave. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
The coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Now a 2nd and 6. In motion goes the tight end. Love now. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And in the second half of the tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing. Love. Being chased out left. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Firing quickly out wide is Love. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tucker Kraft, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Addison will go in motion left. Looking to throw McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Running left, Mason. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. McCarthy. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Following the interception, Love. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20+. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Out of his end zone, Love. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. To throw from his end zone, Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Love. Looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 68 yards. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On play action. Now McCarthy. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now McCarthy. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Here's a diving catch right side. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To the air again, McCarthy. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they'll get this down to the 10. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Jones. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. 2nd and 1. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A one-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big two-point conversion attempt. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Extra point forthcoming. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Love. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Throwing is McCarthy. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll hand it to Mason. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hawkinson, 64 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jacobs. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Love looking to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Reed. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 4. Love. Escaping the pressure right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Here's Love. Flushed out right. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordan Love, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Back to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now Love. And that is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
But things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock, but I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
They'll look to throw. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
Under 50 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. He's back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. Here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers have just about sewn up this football game. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. McCarthy operating from the gun. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he's into the end zone. Unbelievable. A defensive collapse on the final play. And Charles, they can tie him with a PAT.
I cannot believe that. Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1. It's tempting to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And oh, it's incomplete. So they gambled and went for 2. They went for the win, and it cost them the game. Well, there's no doubt this is going to be talked about for days to come. The decision to go for 2 in the win with all zeros on the clock, and they don't get it. Some questions to answer.
No doubt about it, and I'm always reminded by people I've worked with before, by coaches I've talked to, they always say you have to know what you're going to do ahead of time. Don't let emotion rule you, because the people on the sidelines, the guys on the team, let's go get it. You've got to make that decision as a staff during the week, away from everyone else. That's the question we'll be asking after the game.
So for Green Bay, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota,